And we've got J.C. Jackson, who's had quarterbacks numbers all season, coming down with 7 picks. It's the Desperados and the Monarchs on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the London Monarchs and the Austin Desperados. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Austin team entering play. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Londoners, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. At a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking middle, and that's complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. They'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Finds Dulcich out left side. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That's to the sideline and complete. A nifty job to make the catch, but the throw took him right out of bounds. And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
So here's the home side to take over on offense. Now This offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50, 1st and 10. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was pop free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 7. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. On the handoff, Taylor. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Back to throw. Touchdown! Jonathan Taylor, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Desperados get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
After the touchdown pass to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
It's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. On now is the punter, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
They'll set up to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
So they bring out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week, as this one's away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 3 catches, 68 yards.
And he was able to pull that last pass in, but he's going to face a tall order here because he's going up against the number 2 unit in the NFL against the pass.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter down, it's our home team with possession, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Running left, Taylor. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it's so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. 2nd and 5. Pressure comes, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
The drive had started well after a punt last time. Now it's slowed down a bit, and let's face it, they don't want to punt the ball in back-to-back series. They want a sustained drive on this one.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. And he's going to miss this one wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
London about set to take over on offense. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Under pressure, and down he goes. It'll be the loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, obviously, the pass rush gets the glory and the statistics on this play. For the coverage, they deserve a ton of credit, too. Denied open windows, erased the quarterback's targets one by one. Everywhere he looked, someone was covered. Only a matter of time before someone got there to bring him down.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, another offensive player quick to react, and they will indeed retain possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. Eluding the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 18. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, when I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game.
I'm going to break it.
I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Back to throw here. Being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another, because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They bring their punter out there now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
Well, so much for being backed up against their goal line to start the drive. He gave some breathing room and then some. I think the defense really got caught thinking safety, trying to stack the line of scrimmage. And oftentimes, if you get past the initial grouping, there's a lot of room to run. The defense actually fortunate that didn't go farther.
Back to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. It's going the other way. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get...
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that challenge, a successful one. First down now, but that clock rolling. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And he fires one that's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the second quarter. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston, where it was the visiting Lions who come in and get the road victory. Justin Herbert, terrific in the victory, as his guys up their mark to 4-1 now. From there, we'll skip over to Louisiana, check in on the Saints at home in New Orleans. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. A touchdown there for Alvin Kamara. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Joe Mixon, well over 100 yards on the ground with 3 touchdown runs. We'll continue on and take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for our home team, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will, 1st and 10. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Boston's offense ready to go again. The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul. But the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team.
And a loose football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Second and short now following the fumble. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards on the play and a first down.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do in that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Off the option, here's Taylor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. No luck whatsoever there on the draw.
Yeah, they're supposed to use their aggressiveness against them. That was the hope. But maybe they had too big of a meal last night. A half step slow, and he ends up running right into the meat of the defense.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. The kick by Bass is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. London about set to take over on offense. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no coach. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sand.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact, and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. A 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And the Monarchs are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Partner, it wasn't that long ago that when I talk with these NFL coaches about different innovations in the college game, you can see their eyes roll and they just shut down right away. Don't bring me that Joe College stuff. Well, guess what? The college game has definitely infiltrated its way into the NFL.
Yeah, and so these guys, when you're seeing the option defensively, you got to stick to your assignments. I know that's cliche. They didn't do it there.
And option football means exactly what you just talked about. Assignment football for defenders. And that drives them crazy because you have to think your way through a play as opposed to just reacting and making the play.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Looking to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a 2nd defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
2nd and 4. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball. The surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And his guys are going to have the football back as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Austin. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Finding his... And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the defense.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Taylor.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9 now. This is caught. Touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown Brown.
And the Desperados have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that makes it a 17-10 score.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. London about set to take over on offense. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. This offense so far on third down, lacking much success. Just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. They'll set up to throw. Flushed out right. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll go option to the short side. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the 1st down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th.
2nd down and 3, ball on the 7.
They're going to look to throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
Bobby Okereke running in and bringing him down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. Right hash, 37-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, the offense coming back out here, plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
On the counter, it's Taylor. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he's got his big tight end here. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now a give to Taylor. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Will likely put an end to this thing. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they take a knee. 2nd and 11. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. The 2nd down play not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And this one is right through. And that'll make this a 7-point game. We all just got a heck of a show, Carter. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done, a narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome's in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting. But in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for the home team here, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans.